make a it's gonna be City is a this is kind of the gap on a and being either image so get it look like which mean I'm just gonna be really, really good for the get to really they have much more useful than we're gonna we're looking at this dream. Skill versatility. Okay, Bill. So one with us. You want getting some idea of perception. A battle. Is mitigate protect. The target attack. Using you has effect. This is going to react. Attack you party. So this is not you get, but you trying to heal damage and cast spells. Then at night. Dwarfs. Add attack. To arm. One T of time. This is really what's nice about this making have your range overlapping up. That's okay. Getting out of certain areas you're, while you do it. So you, let's just say if there's chat spells in November. So let D set that to you damage. Be like this one. At level jack of this right now. Anyone better? Uh, all right. Okay, check that. Is that any better? At least for the audio. I can deal with the video later. You don't need to see my pretty face. Just hear me, I guess. So let me know if that's any better. If not, I'll keep talking. If not, then I'll just trash this video and do another later. All right, much appreciated. Well, you pay up for these good microphones. You want to be able to use them, so I appreciate it. Yeah, I don't know what the deal is with the camera. I'll mess around with that. I can just shrink this, and we can mess with that later. All right, so do you think the video webcam thing and just do the streaming from the website or the screen capture, because it's perfect? Let me know in the chat. All right, so we're gonna go to the Bard College. Let's check out Song of Rest. Song of Rest is fine. It's actually probably one of my least favorite Bard abilities, but you can use soothing music or oration. The oration part's can be kind of cool to help revitalize your wounded allies during a short rest. If you are or any friendly creatures who can hear your performance regain hit points at the end of the short rest by spending one or more hit dice. Each of those creatures regains an extra 1d6 hit points. So, and it levels up with you. This can be fine. It's not world breaking, but it's got a little bit of flavor to it. Bard College. That's weird. I must not have my other ones uploaded. Doesn't matter. We're only going College of Valor anyway, so From Player's Handbook, that's right, I took the other ones off. Player's Handbook, we just have Lore and Valor. Swords is not really what we're looking for, but if you want to look into swords, I'm not a big fan. I like Valor better on all accounts. So we're going to go with College of Valor. If you want more spells, then go College of Lore. You can actually still do this build with College of Lore because you're going fighter. That's going to give you a lot of those abilities, but you're going to want to go more levels into fighter so that you can get that extra attack. Expertise. This is amazing. So third level, you choose 2 of your skill points. Your proficiency bonus is doubled for any ability check you make that uses either of the chosen proficiencies. So athletics, intimidation, and perception. Athletics in this case is big because we're going to want to be bruting people around. And Elven Vault, yeah, Jack Black. The other name I thought of was Jack Action, and if I'm basing it off of Jack Black, I'm basing it off of the first Tenacious D album. The rest of them were fine. The movie was fine. The Jack Black and the first Tenacious D album is the best of Jack Black in my opinion. So, what do you think? Intimidation or perception? I like intimidation. Perception is going to give us kind of a better battlefield feel, but I want to do more charisma. We're going more into the bard than into the fighter here. Let me know if you disagree. We can switch that up. I think either one's valid. Proficiency bonus. All right, you gain proficiency with medium armor, shields, and martial weapons. This really doesn't matter because we get that with fighter. If you want to go into Tasha's Cauldron of Everything, then your DM may let you switch things out because it kind of gives you some options on how to switch out anything that you double up on, but I wouldn't worry about it. You get enough cool stuff. Combat Inspiration, this basically just lets you, let's read it. Also, level 3, you learn to inspire others in battle. Creatures that have Bardic Inspiration die from you can roll the die and add the number rolled to the weapon damage rolls it just made. So basically, your Bardic Inspirations can be used for damage. Ability score. I like features here. So you can do your ability score increase, but I think features are better. If our abilities suck, then we can go back and change that. I like Sentinel, personally. The other viable option is let's see. That's Spell Sniper. Warcaster. So Warcaster is going to let you hold on to some of your concentration spells, which might be better since we kind of already have some stuff to control the battlefield physically. Let's take Warcaster. So Warcaster, you have advantage on Constitution saving throws that you make to maintain your concentration spells. We're going to have quite a bit of concentration spells. So you can perform components of the spells even with your weapons or shield. This is nice because you don't need your instrument. Elvin, which aspects will you prioritize, bard or tank? Inspiration equals bard, intimidation equals tank. Well, being that charisma is I think we're going to go more with the bard and the battlefield control aspect. We're basically taking those 3 levels in tank to give us enough presence on the battlefield. I feel like it's going to be more of a support build, controlling the battlefield, making terrain difficult, giving people advantage or disadvantage. So that's what I'm thinking here. But I am up for discussion. This is kind of a half-baked idea, and I will just seeing what comes out of it. You have any thoughts? All right, when a hostile creature moves, provokes an opportunity attack from you, you can use your reaction to cast a spell at the creature rather than make an opportunity attack. The spell must have a casting time of 1 action and must target only that creature. So again, this is super nice with these spells. Like I said, the most fun thing about this build is that you're going to be using actions, bonus actions, reactions, getting extra actions. When you're using your actions to attack, so you can get those extra attacks, you're going to be able to use your reactions to cast spells when anything moves out of your way. It's a good build. Oh, don't worry about the lag, my friend. So battle ready bard. That's kind of the idea, but we're gonna lean into tank a little bit more than what I've seen, but not enough, not as much, or not as much for just full on, uh, full on tank mode. I think. I don't know if we're gonna go like you can go medic. That you can use a lot of those spells to go medic. This will be more mitigation, damage mitigation. So if you ever played WoW, this is like more like a druid from WoW than as far as their role as tanks. Is you're really just stopping damage, you're stopping people from hitting at all. Which Matt Mercer says that the best kind of heals are just stopping the damage from ever going through. So, and I tend to agree with that. All right. Combat inspiration, we said that already. Font of inspiration, there we go. Okay, beginning, when you reach 5th level, you regain all your expended use of bardic inspiration when you finish a short rest. So, it's just nice to take a short rest. There's tons of times where you're going to be, again, depending on your DM, but there's many times where you're going to be only getting a short rest and to get between combat, and this will be super nice. You and the warlocks will be fine. All right, counter charm. 6th level, you gain the ability to use musical notes or words of power. We're gonna just be more of words of power, though. I like that drum and stuff. Thank you, Monica. Yeah, you agree with the mitigation statement. Again, it's one of those things about D&D is people go into it playing it like it's a video game, and it's not. It's much different, in my opinion, much better, but it's an easy transition. And when people come into it with normal like MMO RPG mindsets, like I did and my friends did, you think you need the tank, you need the healer, and you need the damage. Well, some people in D&D, like a bard, can take up a bunch of those roles and really fill in where they need. And like I said, mitigation is better than healing. Elvin, I never played D&D, but Critical Role got me into it. Had an own idea for a character. What's your, share your idea. I don't mind, making that sometime. We can always do that. Half Dragonborn, half, that's Centaur? That would be interesting. Would the other half be like a dragon instead of a horse? I mean, there's some dragonkin on and WoW that had that kind of 4 legs, but it's still a dragon with the upper half of like a dragonborn. That sounds really cool. What would be kind of the class and features? Monica's very, very satisfying to burn through enemy turns by making them miss. Oh, yeah. And I think Bane is one of my favorite spells. And then there's some stuff that we're going to... So, Bane gives -4 if they fail. Bane give -4 on their ability checks and their attacks. And then if you're also giving them disadvantage with the fighter things that we got, then it's a DM's nightmare. That's kind of what we want to be here. All right. So let's go to our spells. And then extra attack at level 6. This is great. This feature could be affected by multiclassing. Starting 6th level, you can attack twice instead of once whenever you take the attack action on your turn. So you take the attack action on your turn, you're able to attack twice. You get the do the extra. Where is it at? It's in our fighter feature. So that extra attack that's stacking that with your action surge is super strong. So you can attack the first time, and then you can push yourself beyond your normal limits for a moment and take an extra action. So this is one of those things where you can do your attack and then do another attack, or you can do 2 attacks on one of your actions, then take your other action to cast a spell. It gets really, really fun and super useful. What's going on, Charles? Glad you're here, man. My bard that has a harp. Just think of something that's kind of funny. Make him like a super like manly Viking bard, and then just give him a harp. I'm down with that. We can give him a harp. I have like a cool drum for him right now, but let's do it. All right. Spells. Okay, this is where, see if you guys can help me decide on spells. This is the one feature I don't like in D&D Beyond, unless you guys know differently, is in the player's handbook you get specific, you figure out how many spells from each section that you can get, and this just says 3 cantrips and 10 spells. But in the player's handbook it gives you like 1 4th level spell, 3 3rd, 4 2nd, and 5 1st or whatever. So I don't have the player's handbook with me right now. It's in my kitchen. So if anyone knows the lineup for Bard level 7, let me know. For sure. I'm glad all of you guys are here. All right, let's check out cantrips first. All right, we get 3 cantrips. Vicious Mockery is great. This, not sure with this build how much we'll need it. I like Message. Message outside of combat is super strong. You point your finger towards a creature within range, which is 120 feet, and whisper a message to the target, and only the target hears the message and can reply. So I like this one. Mending can be good. Mage Hand is amazing. Friends is super strong. Prestidigitation is probably the best cantrip out there, non-combat. So I think the most fun thing I've seen with this is party was in a high fluting and fancy place, and one of the high elves was being kind of a jerk, and they just made it look like he let me read the spell first. You can create an instantaneous harmless sensory effect, such as shower of sparks or puff of wind, faint musical notes, or an odd odor. So what they did is made it look like he went to the bathroom in his pants and created the odor as well, completely embarrassed him, and won the scene. And it was fantastic. It was great. There's so many things that you can do. I mean, that first ability alone just let your creativity go. It's kind of almost too open-ended. I mean, as long as it's a harmless sensory effect. So think about your senses, right? Sight, smell, sound. As long as it's harmless, even feel, as long as it's harmless, you can make it happen. And there's tons of things you can do with that. Thank you, Charles. Okay, first is 3, seconds 3, third is, 4 for first, 3 for second, 3 for third, and 1 for fourth. You guys rock. Mike, I've never used D&D Beyond, but is there a limit as to what races or species that you can make your characters? Because gelatinous cube with some maracas would be amazing. Would be fun. You can make yourself look with this build. You can make yourself look like a gelatinous cube with some maracas. I think. No, this one wouldn't be it. But yeah, that would be awesome. What's going on, Leslie? Yeah, this presentation is it's a must, I would say, for anyone, as long as you have any sort of creativity. It's super strong. So and you can do other things with it too. You can read it right here. But that first one is the best. Chill or warm, or choose a flavor. So you got lambus bread, right? You're stuck on lambus bread on this journey for months, and you just change the flavors of your food to make it whatever your favorite food is. You can really find favor with some NPCs with that. It's just tons of good stuff. We're taking press digitation. What would be our other one? So message, press digitation. I feel like Friends is really good. Thunderclap's good. Vicious Mockery's good. What do you guys think? Or is there one I'm missing? Minor Illusion is also really good, especially if you're more into the performance side of things. For now, let's go with Vicious Mockery just because it actually deals damage, and we don't have a damage dealing cantrip just yet. We may not need one, but for now, Friends is super strong as well. Just really depends. Yep, Mage Hand is on the list right here, which it's another great one. Which one you want to take off for Mage Hand? Because Mage Hand's like the first one I mentioned. It's super strong. Super duper strong. All right, Leslie, once you're done with your character, if you go to spell management, it'll list the spell slots available. Oh, sweet. Thank you. All right, we'll take off the damage because we may not need it. And we'll go with Mage Hand. There's so many good cantrips, like, it's ridiculous. All right. Bane is a must. So we have 4 first level spells. Bane is a must. So let's read it. Up to 3 creatures of your choice that you can see, and you can get more if you need to, using higher spell slots. Within range, make charisma saving throws. Whenever a target that fails a saving throw makes an attack roll or a saving throw before the spell ends, the target must roll a d4 and subtract the number rolled from the attack roll or saving throw. So rolling a d4, I don't know how many times I have used this on like 4 people, and 2 of them missed their attack because of it. That d4 can be brutal. And if you're already giving disadvantage to these people with your fighter abilities, you're going to be a menace. It's going to be super strong. Animal friendship is very niche. As D&D, though, it comes up quite a bit. Since we didn't take Friends, Charm Person could be another viable option. Cure Wounds. This is going to give you give you a heal. And but I think I want to take, what's the heal that is it Healing Word? That is not touch. This is the one I would take. I would take Healing Word if you want to just get that heal to be well-rounded. Because the ability to hit them without touching them is huge. This is because you're not really speccing into healing. You don't need to get big heals. You just need to bring people up when they're about to die. If anyone watched Critical Role this week, I won't give you any spoilers, but there was some environmental hazards that hindered their movement. And so if anyone drops whenever you can't move or struggle to move or it's difficult terrain, you might not be able to bring them up. And this could be the difference between one of your party members living and dying and having to re-roll a character. Would have been nice with Tasha if Bards would have gotten more attack cantrips. I agree. But you can take features for that and you can steal like Eldritch Blast, which is really the only attack cantrip that you need. So if you want to go that way, College of Lore or just there's features that can give it to you, or later on in Bard you can steal stuff. So that's where I would probably want to go with that. Would Sanctuary be a good option? Was that a cantrip? we'll go back and look. Don't know. Okay. Epic Raccoon. That's a great name. I fell asleep while watching episode 5. I'll watch tomorrow. How was it? I enjoyed it. I liked it. I liked it better than episode 4. Episode 4 is probably my least favorite. I still enjoyed episode 4 though. It was just one of those kind of. I don't know if it was a filler episode as much as a transitional episode. It got us from kind of point A to point B, but not a whole lot of action in between. Episode 5 was a nice rebound from episode 4. We're building. So Leslie, we're building level 10. I think level 10 is even when you're just going to start your campaign at level 1. I think level 10 is the best way to go. It just gives you an idea of where you're going to end up. Gives you a good flavor for how your character is going to be. Mike says it was all right. Yeah, I liked it. I liked. I think it was my 4th favorite of the 5. So, but I really enjoyed the second half. Sanctuary could be a second level. We'll get there. So we got 4. Okay. So definitely, I like Disguise Self. This really depends on how you want to RP him. As a half elf, I really like the idea of this character being able to kind of spy on people. So some people like that more for a roguish type of person, sneaky type of person, but being half elf, half dwarf, being able to speak multiple languages, it's kind of the ability to, make myself just a little more dwarven or a little more elvish or even human is a fun ability. So I like Disguise Self, but let me hear what you guys want to do. I'm gonna pick Bane for sure. I'm gonna pick Healing Word for sure. We got 2 more. Hideous Laughter is a must for me. 1, it lets me do dad jokes and puns, so that's always fun. Charles, yeah, no Travis yet. When do you guys think Travis is going to come back? I think it could be here either next week or halfway through the week after. Well, not this week, but episode 6 or 7, I think he's coming back. I don't think it's going to be much longer than that. Mike V, yeah, like a James Bond character. So there's a background we'll take, which will get us some really cool abilities, give us a whole second identity. The only kind of catch to it is that you're not going to be able to wear your armor if you want to stealth around. But this is more social, so I think I might pick the Disguise Self. But let's take a look at Hideous Laughter. Creature of your choice that you can see within range, perceives everything as hilarious, funny, falls in the fit laughing. So you basically get to disable somebody as long as they're not taking, as long as they're smarter than Intelligence 4 and they're not taking any damage. So at the end of each of its turns, each time it takes damage, it can make another Wisdom saving throw. So you can literally, and it's concentration. So again, that's why we want to be able to hold concentration. You can literally just take out one NPC. Just take them out for the whole entire fight until you clear everybody else, as long as you're holding on to concentration. It's amazing. And then you also get to look up stupid jokes and make everybody facepalm at the table, which is also fun. Okay. So that's 3. What do you guys think for our 4th spell? I'm thinking either Charm Person or Detect Magic's good, but that's not really what this, like, it's a solid spell, but it's not really what this build is doing. I like Disguise Self because Comprehend Language is also really good. But Fairy Fire is good. So many good first level spells. Fairy Fire is good. It's going to give, in a certain radius, it's going to give everyone advantage on attacks. And that's kind of what we're doing here. So do we want to go more combat or... Did I not do Tasha's Hideous Laughter? What's the difference between Tasha's Hideous Laughter and Hideous Laughter? I think it's the same. Yeah, it's pretty much the same thing. Okay. True Sight. All right, let's take a look at True Sight. Is that on here? What level spell is True Sight? Yeah, see, I don't see that for bards. Unseen Servant can be good. I mean, there's a lot of really good spells. So let's look at what we have. We have a Healing Word, so we want that to save people. Hideous Laughter is battlefield control. Bane is battlefield control. So we already have some battlefield control. This is mitigation. We can let someone else give advantage. Let's go with something more RP based. Let's go with Disguise Self. No, we're gonna have Disguise Kit. Screw that. Let's go with Charm Person. Featherfall is really good too. Man, there's so many good spells here. But I think going for something that is more RP based would be smart here, since we already have a bunch of combat based stuff. Let's do Charm Person. This is going to get us information if we want it. So that really depends on how you want to play it. I like having that kind of spy background with this character. I think it'd be super fun, even though he's sort of a brute. All right, we got 3 of these second level spells. Animal Messenger is okay. Blindness, Deafness is great for battlefield control, and this is kind of what we're focusing on, and it's not concentration, which is big. You can blind or deafen a foe. Choose one creature that you can see within range. Make a Constitution saving throw. If it fails, target is either blinded or deafened. Your choice. That's super strong. I like this one. We can change if we want later. Cloud of Daggers. So we don't want to take a ton of concentration spells for combat because we like the ones we have. So Heat Metal is actually pretty good. Hold Person is amazing. I think we have to take Hold Person. Let me know what you guys think. Hold Person, again, can just completely take somebody out. But the big difference with this one, where Hideous Laughter just disables them, you can beat them up while Hold Person. So choose a humanoid that you can see within range. Target must succeed a Wisdom saving throw or be paralyzed for the duration. So they're conscious, they're seeing it, but they're paralyzed. At the end of each of its turns, the target makes another Wisdom saving throw. So they get saving throws no matter what. But there's nothing that says they get a Wisdom saving throw anytime they take damage. That's why this one's so good. You can just literally take the whole entire turn beating them up, and they can't do anything about it. And it's at the end of its turn, so it loses a turn no matter what. And every time it fails, it loses another turn. Super strong. Charles, yeah, Blind Deafen is a single person, but you can do it to multiple people as long as you have spell slots. So it's not as strong, but it's not concentration. So you can have somebody hold somebody or Hideous Laughter somebody and then Blind Deafen this other person over here. It's also can be very useful outside of combat. So it's kind of well rounded. I want to pick Hold Person. We got one more. I'm gonna see. What do you guys want for the last one? You think, Charles? You think it should be either or, not both? I think it's viable. But if we have Hold Person, then we can actually, if we don't want Hideous Laughter, we can go back and take that out. Heat Metal can be strong. I don't want another concentration spell. Lesser Restoration, that's conditions and effects. I usually like to leave that up to the actual healer of the group, but if you don't have someone who's really healing, this is a good one to pick up. You can also use it on yourself. So this is going to keep you from being deafened, paralyzed, or poisoned. So this is a very viable pick. Let's see, Magic Mouth. Yeah, that one's okay. See invisibility's fine. What's shatter? Sudden loud ringing noise. I'm thinking Reinhardt in my head when I hear that. Painfully intense erupts from a point of your choice in range. Each creature within 10 feet radius sphere centered at that point must make a Constitution saving throw. Creature takes 3d8 thunder damage. Yeah, this is the stuff I like. Or half as much. A creature made of organic material such as stone, crystal, or metal has disadvantage on the saving throw. Non-magical object that isn't being worn or carried also takes damage if it's in the spell's area. Interesting. Alright, so this is just a big AoE effect. I mean, if you're in the middle of a bunch of people, why not? So, shatter would be cool. I like more battlefield control, though. Distraction. What level? Is that a spell? Or is that just general, like, in general distraction? Cyclic silence. Again, we want to look at the concentration because you can only have one of those up at a time. So you don't want to load up on too many concentration. But again, if we like silence, we can take a different one away. For the duration, no sound can be created within or pass through a 20-foot radius sphere centered on the point you choose within range. Any creature or object entirely inside the sphere is immune to thunder damage, and creatures are deafened while entirely inside of it. Casting a spell that includes a verbal component is impossible here. The verbal component's big. Why would you... is that the big reason for silence for you, or do you have a specific reason in your head? That's one spell I've never taken, so I don't... I can't speak to how good it is. Shatter invisibility. Silence is also a good pick, because there's pyrotechnics or phantasmal force. Oh, I got you. So yeah, just general distraction. Let's look at pyrotechnics. Choose an area of non-magical flame that you can see and that fits within a 5-foot cube within the range. You extinguish the fire in that area. You create either fireworks or smoke. When you do so, the target explodes with a dazzling display of colors. Each creature within 10 feet of the target must succeed a Constitution saving throw or become blinded. See, that's way better. Let's do that one instead of blindness deafness. It just has so much more flair to it. Smoke, thick black smoke spreads through the area, 20-foot radius, corners. I like that one. Yeah, let's do pyrotechnics and take out blindness deafness. Blindness deafness is still good though, but this one has more flair to it, and that's what we want. This is kind of the character, by the way. If you guys weren't here when I showed this, this is the character I have in mind. You can change it up however you want. I want something that's more fantastical than realistic for a bard. Have his mohawk glow whenever he's casting spells and stuff. Be super fun. And he's got a shield, which is also a divining plate. Skywrite suggestion's good. Zone of Truth is also good. Let's just pick one and move on, and we can go back and switch stuff. So, yeah, let's go Shatter. Give us kind of an AoE damage. We're going to be up in the middle of these fights anyway. Big hordes come at us, fighting zombies or skeletons or something. Seems good. All right, 3/3 as well. Okay, now see all the C's, see all the concentration spells. That's the big reason I don't want to get too many of them, because there's a lot of really good ones, but you can only have one cast at a time. So I always go Tiny Hut. This is super strong. You can actually do it combat, put it in combat, but when it's not, it just protects you and ends all the we're going through the forest and we need to watch for bandits and all that kind of stuff. So Charles is Tempest Cleric. You love Shatter. Yeah, it's a great spell. It just feels good too. And there's like RP wise, there's some really cool stuff that you can do with Shatter. You know, slam your axe down, slam your shield down, use your drum as a bard. Use your drum to create the vibrations on the ground. Like there's tons of cool things you can think up to make Shatter look cool. And really, that's what D&D's for, man. Looking cool. Yeah, Tiny Hut's great defensively. I've seen it stop sinking ships, and just giving everyone a full rest without having to worry. Like those long rests are important for a bunch of classes. Bard can get around it a little bit. Warlock can too, but most classes need that long rest to have fun. What else are we thinking? So we got 2 more of these, right? Where's our numbers? Yeah, 3/3 and 1/4. 5th level is really, it's where we get our most important defensive spell. That's the one where we add like +5 to our AC, which is super nice. But we're not going to get the 5th level spells yet. But that's around the corner. Yeah, Leslie, Tiny Hut's a must. It's amazing. My first time playing a bard, I rolled a natural 1 on my watch. So we were level 1. I rolled a nat 1, and all of us got all of our stuff stolen. Everyone was mad at me, so getting Tiny Hut was kind of a really good RP moment where I'm like, hey, I've been working on this song this whole entire time so that we can not have that happen again. It's kind of like an apology song to the party for losing all their stuff. Let's look at sending. So if we take sending, then we can go back, and it's only 25 words, but it's an unlimited range. We take sending, we can go back and swap out, was it messenger? So I think Leomold's Tiny Hut and regular Tiny Hut are the same exact thing. It's kind of like Hideous Laughter and Tasha's Hideous Laughter. Non-creatures being assigned 10-foot radius. 10-foot radius, non-creature. Yeah, it's the same exact words. So there's nothing different. I don't know why they have one. Maybe you just don't want Leomold's branding on it, just like you don't want Tasha's on the Hideous Laughter. So yeah, no difference. Would you rather me have Leomold's Tiny Hut? With a warning, Feign Death, Fear, Dispel Magic's good. Bestow Curse, I'm trying to think of what this one does. Alright, so Bestow Curse gives disadvantage on ability checks. This one's kind of niche. I like what we have for control more, though. Major Image can be good. Non-detection, I think this helps us with our stealth, doesn't it? For the duration, you hide a target that you touch from divination magic. Okay, never mind. That's for like scrying and stuff. The target can be a willing creature or place or object larger than 10 feet. The target can't be targeted by any divination magic or perceived through magical scrying sensors. Yeah, that's pretty niche. It's good if you're at a specific, like some big bad is scrying on you, but you'll get more spell slots later. That's very specific. Yeah, Major Image is good. That's what I'm thinking too. So let's go ahead and just to move things along here, go with Major Image, Tiny Hut, and then we'll have one more. Do we want to take Sending and go back and switch our other spells? One of our other spells out since we like those ones? Because there's not a ton here that I love. There's some good stuff, but Tongues is good. In fact, if we're going to go with that kind of spy idea background, this might be good. Spells grants creatures you touch ability to understand any spoken language it hears. Moreover, the target speaks. Yeah, let's go ahead and go with Tongues. Tongues or Sending, as it would be my picks. Tongues? Okay. Are you questioning tongues? Yeah. So with the bard and his charisma, we were kind of thinking like doing uh, spy type background where we're getting information. What's the dude from Hunger Games that loves to get people's secrets? That's kind of the idea. Uh, Stealing people's secrets, getting information, that kind of stuff. All right, let's look at hypnotic pattern. All right. You create a twisting pattern of colors that weave through the air inside a 30-foot cube. Within range, pattern appears the moment vanishing. Each creature within the area sees the pattern, must make a wisdom saving throw. On a failed save, the creature becomes charmed for the duration. Well, charmed by the spell, the creature is incapacitated. Yeah, let's do that. Stop them in their tracks, incapacitate them. I missed the last part. Spell ends in effect, creature takes damage. Okay. Yeah, AoE control. That's more of what we're doing here. So tiny hut, major image, hypnotic pattern, great choices. And then 1/4 level spell. Um, Compulsion, confusion, dimension door so strong. Freedom of movement could be important for you as a tank. Hallucinatory terrain, greater invisibility. Locate creature, polymorph. Polymorph is really strong. So polymorph, dimension door. You teleport yourself from a current location to any other spot within range. You arrive at exactly the spot you desire. It's on 200 feet. So the good thing about dimension door is if you're battlefield controlling, you can pop around the battlefield, but it takes an entire action. So I think polymorph is stronger. Hallucinatory terrain. You make natural terrain within 150 foot cube range. Look, sound, and smell like some other sort of terrain. Thus, open fields and roads. Okay, so this one, this one is so good. I have seen people or heard of this. This one I heard of. I heard of people drowning an entire army with hallucinatory terrain. They needed some help from somebody else to capture people in it. They make it look like a field. It turns out it's a lake, and they drown everybody. Right, Leslie. I mean, so many good options. Greater invisibility is awesome too. Um, your creature you touch become invisible until the spell ends. Anything the target is wearing or carrying invisible, as long as it's one of the targets. So this fits that background more. If we're just focusing on battlefield control, then hallucinatory terrain, and lots of people get polymorph, but polymorph can be super strong. It's probably the most versatile single target control spell, but it also can turn you into a giant eagle and fly you and a couple party members to where you need to go. Like this one's a tough decision. What do you guys think? Like the rave bear? Yeah, man. Like I'm really stuck between polymorph and hallucinatory terrain because hallucinatory terrain can come in so clutch, but I think rave bear wins it. Um, let's go with polymorph. We'll get more spells later, and we can go back and get them. Why is it not learning? We get a 4th level spell. Give it to me. Sorry. All right. All right. I don't know why this isn't letting me learn it, but we're gonna learn polymorph. Okay. So, uh, polymorph is limited by animal stats. There's that. It's true, Monica. the big thing with polymorph that I like is, say you're fighting a big bad creature in the ocean and you turn it into a seahorse or a sea turtle, or you're fighting, you're fighting a big bad on land, you turn it into a whale. The whale's not going to die because it's a mammal. It has a ton of hit points, so it can withstand, but it can't move. It can't attack you. Yeah, and the next level we get a second choice. So I like those spells. We got some good spells here. All right, abilities. Does anyone want to roll, or should I roll on here? Does anyone want to roll for me our stats? So right now we have +1 to strength, +1 constitution, and 2 to charisma. So charisma, most of our spells obviously are the bread and butter of this build. So we're going to keep that charisma up. All right, Leslie, personal story. I've used DD more than once to rescue teammates from the stomach of a giant worm once. How do you guys more than once end up in the stomach of worms? Was this just a giant worm or a big boss that spawned giant worms? No, if I don't read some of your stuff, yeah, please do repeat yourself. It's on my other monitor, and that's why I keep looking over there. Yeah, if anyone wants to roll 4d6 and take the lowest one. If not, I'm going to just roll on here because my son took my dice. I don't know where he took them. Actually, I have them in my bag. I can grab them real quick. I'm going to grab my dice real quick. 2 seconds. Something about me, I do not trust electronic rolls for dice. So there's that. I always prefer to roll them myself. All right, 6, 4, 3. All right, 13. We're going to do manual rolled. I'm just going to put 13 in here for now. I'll move it later. Yeah, all right. Charles is going to roll one. I'll go ahead and roll one. And then if someone else wants to roll it, then I will gladly take mine away. Rourke, I think the fact that there are only 8 4th level bard spells is the real takeaway here. Wizards of the Coast really boned the bard spell list, to be honest. They did. They fixed rangers at least, so maybe they'll give bards more love. They tried with like some of the different subclasses, but I really haven't cared for any of the other subclasses. Valor is still my favorite, and Lore is probably a little more powerful, but not for this build. I like it's also for Valor. Excuse me. For Valor, I like to do like a gladiator too. I think a gladiator background is it makes sense because he's into entertaining. Do it kind of like a professional wrestler. Leslie, we fought giant worms a couple times already in an ongoing campaign. Hey, I mean, if you're in a worm-infested area, sure, why not? Yeah. Yes, Charles. 4d6 dropped the lowest. I'm going to go ahead and roll mine. Not great. Not bad, though. 5, 4, 2. So 11. What spell did you say you used to get them out of that one? Out of the worm's belly? All right, anyone else wanting to roll? If not, then I will roll once more. Giving us a 12. 5, 4, 3, 3. Nothing super powerful yet. I like what I like about rolling over like point buy is that or standard array is the ability to get big hits, but also those low rolls. I had a fighter that had a 5 on dexterity, and so I made him I made it to where he was in war and he actually lost his leg. That's why his dexterity is awful. So that weakness became a big part of his story, and I actually built this whole story around that. Why did he lose his leg? How did that affect him? He became kind of a drunk, and I gave him the brewing tools, and his name was Thurn, and he had his wines, meads, and ciders that he'd go around selling before he got pulled back into adventuring. And it was one of the most, it was second most fun next to my bard. Second most fun I've ever had playing D&D was that. That was such a great character, and that 5 on my dexterity made me think, okay, why does he have this flaw? So I like rolling for that. All right, Charles, we got a 14. Then Monica's rolling us a 15. Thank you, Monica, for giving us something worth rolling there. So actually, let's give 14 to or giving us a decently high stat. Man, I want... So we got plus, so strength or constitution. I'm thinking constitution for the 15, which is, it'll bump it to 16. Our charisma will end up being a 16. 17. No, I typed in 16. 15. Okay, so 13, 14. Boom, Charles with the 16. Let's put that on charisma. And 14 on what, our wisdom? 14 wisdom, 14 strength. God, we have no low rolls here. Leslie, did you roll an 18? Did you roll 3 d20s, or did you just throw 3 times? Man, I don't know why my webcam keeps going out. That's all right. If you roll an 18, we'll take an 18 and move one of the other ones. I'd like to take we'll take the 18 over, let's say, the 15. I don't want to make him too crazy, and give him the 12 as well. This is a super strong stats right here. Not in the Constitution. We don't want a Constitution. We want 18 on Charisma. We want 12 on Dexterity. 11 on Intelligence. Yeah, we're kind of wasting something, but that's fine. Getting that for Constitution is good. 3 6s under. That's awesome. Okay, cool. We got a strong character now. 20, 17, 14. Really no flaws, but no one rolled any bad dice. So I kind of like the flaws, but this is good. Right? Leslie coming in clutch, rolling big. I like it. Because this is a character I'm going to use. I usually DM, so this is actually my first chance to play in like 2 years. So we chose strength. So this is where we can go back. The Constitution we're not going to need now. So let's give that to Wisdom, and that will keep our Constitution at 16, bump our Wisdom to 12. It should bump our Wisdom to 12. No, I did that wrong. Not our wisdom, our strength. We have it on strength. Huh. We can't give it both to strength, can we? I guess intelligence? How do we want to do this? Let's give Fort. No, we're just kind of losing the extra abilities with these rolls, but that's fine. We're super strong. We'll go and give it to intelligence just to have it. So we're actually smart. Well read. Check that out. Cool. Yeah, I never rolled it. I don't think I've ever rolled this good on stats. So I was rolling 12s and 13s. So great job, guys, and guys and girls, ladies and gentlemen, and other. All right. 12, 14, 20, 16, 12, 14. Beautiful. Okay. Description. Language, Dwarvish. Okay, so we need to get to our background. So I was wanting to go charlatan, but if we're not really going with that spy idea, I like the idea of gladiator. What do you guys think? We need more strength. Dex would work fine too, but I think most of the stuff we're attacking with anyway, you're going to be able to choose. But we have some athletics stuff that we're going to be able to want to push people around while we're up in their face. So for that reason, I really think strength is going to be better for us. But Leslie, if you can give me a good reason to go dexterity, I'm happy to. Mike, you know how resurrection, I think, needs you have all the pieces put together. What do you think would happen if you tried to resurrect a corpse without limits but put a Warforged limb instead? I think that'd be cool. I think you'd have like a Jesse McCree, or what's his name now? Cole Cassidy? Have a cool steampunk looking dude, and I'm all about that. I like the Druid Resurrection. I'm trying to think of the name of it, that actually has a chance to change your race. I think it'd be kind of cool to die as an orc and be resurrected as a halfling or gnome or something. I think that'd be a cool RP turnaround. What weapon we're using? We're going to be using I believe it's a great axe. So it's going to have the versatility, the one that has the versatility effect. So the axe that will be 1d8 with our shield open, and if we don't need our shield, drop it. We can have two-hand it for a 1d10 on our damage. All right, we're going with the gladiator. I really like that idea. Not folk hero, gladiator. Let's see what we get from Dag. So we're gonna get our disguise kit, which will be good. Acrobatics, performance, which will be nice. We get another instrument. So we have the bagpipes. I was gonna go with drum, but let's go. Somebody said they wanted. Was it a lute? No, a lyre. A lyre is just the small version of the harp. I don't think harp was on there, was it? Horn, harp, no. So we're gonna go with the lyre. With my bard, he had a lute. One of my other players was not a bard, a sorcerer, and she had a lyre, and we were called the Lute and Lyres, and I always loved that band name. Popular by demand is great. You can get yourself some free lodging. Do we want to roll the characteristic traits? We can do that. Let's roll the characteristic traits. That's always fun. Somebody roll me. Let's see. Yeah, Mike. So that's the lyre is basically a small harp. He did not have a harp, and I'll talk to my DM and see if I can make it bigger, like make it grow for performances or something. Personality traits. So let's go choose 2. Okay. Two people roll me a D8, and then two people roll me a D6, and we'll go random. Best thing about D&D is being random. Let the fates decide what we're doing here. Mike, or like Spartacus kind of character that breaks into song as he leads his rebels. So you don't have to break into song, but why not? What if this character believes he's in a musical? What if he made some wizard mad because he was hitting on his wife or something, and so the wizard did some mental gymnastics and made him think he was in a musical. And so now everything he does, he has to sing, do little snapping fingers as he's walking and narrating what he's about to do. But he's also Spartacus. Man, if he's a gladiator, maybe we should give him a trident. A trident and a net is actually pretty strong. Not as strong as a shield, but you know. All right, 3 on the first D8. Leslie, and 5e, I think Dex is the preferred stat. More common saves, more AC. Okay, let me see what weapons we can choose with that, and then we can go back and change that. Truman Show just all around this dude. Look, so we talking like Charles? We talking like modern time Truman Show, but then they make him think that he's in a medieval fantasy world. I mean, I'd watch that. Okay, so D8. So I'm a hopeless romantic, always searching for that special someone. That would fit with the whole wizard story. And then the 4 on the other D8. So nobody stays angry at me or around me for long, since I can diffuse any amount of tension. I'm good with that. He's a hopeless romantic, getting himself into trouble, but also getting himself out of trouble. It's good stuff. Okay, D6. First D6 is 2. Leslie, harmonica. Was harmonica on there? Make it a horn and then play it like the harmonica. All right. So ideals. What we say on the 6? Monica rolled a 2 on the D6. Tradition, the stories, legends, and songs of the past must be forgotten, for they teach us, must never be forgotten, for they teach us who we are. I think that's great. I think that's a really cool trait. It's like, who instilled this tradition in him is something, a good question we need to ask. Why does he care about tradition so much? And then if he's like part of a big war party, he's using these traditions to inspire for, we have to do it for this kingdom and for our ways and all that stuff. So fight harder. I think that makes sense with his like bardic inspirations. Cool. What about our bonds? We need another D6. Okay, Charles, 6 on the second D6. Thank you. Someone stole my precious instrument, and someday I'll get it back. Maybe his harmonica, maybe his giant harp, and so he's has his little lyre for his travel harp, but he's searching for his giant harp. What do you guys think? What's his precious instrument, and why is it precious to him? We need another D6 on the flaws. If you're giving him a net, then it would be funny if his instrument and his weapon was the same thing, like a net that has some sleigh bells on. So like a percussion net, some maybe those the wind chimes. I'm down with that. Or the maracas. What are those? They're not a sling, but it's like a rope with two rocks on each end, and you throw it and it tackles somebody's feet. That would be cool, but then just have maracas on each end, or those shakers. He got drunk one night, and someone jumped up and just walked out with his harp. I mean, he's a dwarf and he's a brewer, so he's probably drinking. He's got a high constitution though. All right, 4 on flaws. Thank you, Leslie. I once satirized a noble who still wants my head. Am I saying that right? It was a mistake. that I will likely repeat. All right. Doesn't like the nobles. I like that. This guy's a boots on the ground soldier type of person. Does not like the nobles, and he's too clever for his own good. Could be a reason why his precious instrument was taken from him by that noble that he satirized. Was not quick enough apparently to diffuse that situation. I like it. What do you mean bolus? Did I say Nicola? All right, character details. I am thinking more chaotic. Chaotic good is my my leaning. Anyone think differently? I mean, if he's helping other people out, he's probably good, but he's boots on the ground. He's a grunt. I spent a lot of time with Marines, and they're chaotic good for the most part, or chaotic neutral. Charles, what did Mike say? Oh, the bolus is that's the thing. Okay. Thank you. I could not think of them. That was in the 90s, Three Musketeers. Yeah, I don't know. Do they have that in D&D? As a DM, I'm going to make them. If not, let me see if they have those. I guess you could flavor one of your spells, like the hold person spell. That'd be a good just like start spinning your hand and a magical bolus appears. That'd work. That'd be pretty cool. Faith. If we're gonna do any faith, I think it's got to be cord. Anyone have any? I think that works. Cord or helm, maybe. Let's go with cord. I don't know if that's how you spell cord. I just like cord because you can make more puns with it. Like cord have mercy. Lifestyle. Rich as swell, poor, modest, comfortable. I'm going to say comfortable. Probably wasted away a lot of his winnings as a gladiator, though. I'm not going to worry about the physical description since we have this bad boy right here. Ooh. Kind of like that Viking war paint on there. Personality, characteristic traits. We did these. Perfect. All right. Equipment. So let's look at the gonna go with the chainmail. Let's go with martial weapon and shield. I don't know anything about Dionysus, but helm I do. We can go with helm. I'll go back and change that. 2 hand axes. Anyone ever do any axe throwing? Axe throwing is a lot of fun if you haven't done it. 2 hand axes. Like crossbow would work too. But we have spells. We have some long range spells. Dungeoneer's pack, probably. So tell me about what's the cliff notes on Dionysus. All right, gladiator starting equipment, an expensive but unusual weapon, a musical instrument, one of your choice. So we already have one. Do we have one instrument? We'll buy an instrument. So do we want an expensive but unusual weapon or a musical instrument? Yeah, see, let me play you the chords. That's what I'm saying. Puns, man. The puns are everywhere for chord, and that's why they're my favorite. And then plus, it's a war god, so it works. A love letter, a lock of hair, or a trinket. Let's go with a love letter. Lock of hair is kind of weird. Costume, pouch. It's a Greek or a drink. Yeah, let's go with D&D ones. Let's go with an unusual weapon for now, and then glaive. No, glaives are really cool though. Longsword, club, great club, sickle. Why are these inexpensive but unusual weapon? I got it. Quarterstaff, mace, javelin. I'm looking. So battle axe. Which one is? I think great axe is the versatile one. No, because great sword is not. So I don't think that's true. I'll have to look. Trident. I kind of feel like we got to go with the trident. What do you guys think? Also known as Bacchaeus in Roman myth. I know a lot of the Greco-Roman gods. I'm not it's not striking a chord. I've heard the name. I just don't know what they do. Lock of hair so that he strings his lyre with the hair. All right, I like it. Did we go with the lyre? No, yeah, we did. We did. Good job. All right. Lock of hair. Not a battle axe. Greatsword, halberd, morning star. Let's just go with an instrument since we need an instrument. And we'll get weapons from our equipment. The lyre will be the main one. Lyre with locks of hair for strings. And it'll probably be of the wife of that noble person that he pissed off and who stole his lute. Or no, his harp. That's what we're going with. Boom. Added starting equipment. We also need to add his main weapon. So, add items. Let me play my battle axe for you. Decapitation. I have a really cool mini that I printed off that has it's an axe, but anyone who plays guitar, it's also called an axe. But it just has strings, so it's a battle axe, but it has strings on it to play, and that would be kind of cool too. So let's go with, but it's a half orc with a mohawk, not a dwarf. Weapon, common, proficient, and yep, it's not the great axe. That's 1d12. I just put axe in there. No results. Here we go. Battle axe. Okay, so it is battle axe. Yeah, so 1d8 and then versatile to 1d10. That's what we want. It is slashing. So what is that? I'm trying to look for it. Should be martial, right? So what does that mean for if we use strength or dexterity? I forget my rules. So can we use battle axes as strength or dexterity, or is it just strength? I've only used them as strength, so I don't know how that works. Brutal Legend, thank you. We had some references. 1 second. I'm gonna look that up. But yeah, we had some references to old Jack Black before, so. So, battle axe. So it's just a strength weapon. Mike, so after he's finishing chopping up a guy. Anyway, so here's Wonderwall. I think I'll have to learn to play that for that very purpose. It's not a hard song to play, so. Yeah, so we're gonna go with strength. I think our dexterity is fine. It's solid, and I need to see how our expertise works with those with a lot of those checks. Okay, so we got our battle axe. I had it right now. I did not. I probably did. We probably have 2 in our equipment now. All right, I think that should be it. Let's go to your character sheet and equip everything and see where we're at to see if we need more defensive stuff. So the big defensive stuff comes in 2 levels that really lets us be tanky. All right, yeah, I can only add 2. That's all right, I'll move those later. Chainmail and shield. Okay, so armor class of 18, perfectly fine. Perfectly fine for what we're doing. 87 hit points. Not the best, but it's fine for level 10. This is enough to put us in there, but the main idea is that we're not taking a ton of hits because of all the spells we're casting that are putting everyone at disadvantage. And we are kind of taking a lot of aggro for only an AC of 18. Hopefully we'll have someone that can cast, give us some +2 on our armor class, stuff like that. We'll see. But yeah, I think this is a good character. I think this will be fun. I said I was going to go back and change something, and I don't remember what it was. Do you guys remember what I said I was going to go back and change? This all looks good. Maybe a spell. I don't know. But here we go. Half elf, half dwarf, bard, fighter, mostly bard, that can get up in the middle of stuff and cause chaos and havoc, hold people, bane people, come up with some, an ex-gladiator that is retired. With as a dwarf and half up, you can make him kind of fat. He's got that beer belly because he's brewing stuff and getting himself in and out of trouble. I think this sounds like a fun character. So what are our modifiers? +5 to charisma is ridiculous and amazing. It's going to be really tough for those people to make those saving throws, which is the key, the whole entire key to our character. +2 wisdom is fine for being able to see everything on the battlefield. +1 intelligence is great. +1 dex is fine. 3 constitution is super important to holding on to those concentration spells. The 2 to strength will just give us a little extra damage. It may be smarter. I think, was it Leslie that said it? Leslie he's the god of party and drink. That would work. Hey, that would work. Do we have a D&D character that is, or D&D deity that is? I know Magic has a satyr deity, and it's kind of the same. They have intermingling worlds sometimes. Do we have a D&D deity that is god of party and drink? Because that would probably be more up this person's alley. I started out thinking it would be more of a soldier that was more interested in helping out the party, but it's more like a person that is more about entertaining and wanting people to like him. That's why he entertains. That's why he helps people out, so people will like him. And I mean, you look at him, I think it fits the bill, right? Does this look... You got your drinking horn. I had an instrument on this side. It just everything poked out and it did not look good. And with the shield, I didn't want to put it on the back. So he's in search for his instrument, his main instrument anyway. That big ass harp. But I think this fits the picture. This is why it's really fun to do the picture first, and that way you can have it in mind. Like, happy dude, drinking, hitting stuff with his axe, casting cool spells. When he casts his spells, I was thinking his hair would kind of magically glow up, maybe his tattoos, and then he also has the war paint just for extra. I mean, if we're going with a gladiator, that's kind of professional wrestler, and that's the only excuse to paint your face like that. It's not war paint. This is professional wrestling, Ultimate Warrior, Sting, Jeff Hardy, that kind of thing. And all that charisma, how can you not cut some good promos? I think this is a really cool character. Charles, he's chasing the adoration he had when he was at the peak of his gladiator. Yeah, he's chasing it. Like, it's that retired athlete that doesn't like to be out of the limelight. It's that professional wrestler that's been into, like, so we have to make him a little bit older. That professional wrestler that's been in the game too long, and he really should leave, but he's just trying to get those big pops and adoration one last time. And since he can't get it in the gladiator ring, he's going into adventuring to hopefully become more of a folk hero. I think that's all the motivation we need, and also kind of a ladies' man that gets himself in and out of trouble. And I mean, that's, he's 5'4". That's, that's fine. Probably uses disguise self to make himself a little taller. Put some lifts in his boots or something. A liar that used to belong to a giant. There we go. I like it. We're done. Hogan. Should we do the Hogan stash? They don't have the Hogan stash. They have the Triple H stash on there. But yeah, Hogan, Ric Flair, like that type. He was a great gladiator that entertained all the people. That's why he's still alive. But he's just looking for that adoration again. I think that's a ton of good motivation for a really cool character that I think I'm going to have fun playing. Monica, I feel like I've heard some Forgotten Realms deities about drinking and hedonism, but I can't think of any in the other pantheons. I'll look it up. Honestly, I don't think this person really follows deities too much. But he is intelligent. Like, that's what I like. That's why I kind of want to do the spy thing. Is he could also be putting on a face. You could go in that direction. We're not going to with how this built, but you could also be putting on a face, looking like I'm just a charismatic person that gets your guard down and then gets information later. But I think this dude is more into partying and entertaining and just seeking that false adoration, or that short-lived adoration, not false. Charles, yeah, brother, we're gonna go kick the orcs. Does that voice fit him? That was more of Macho Man, though. Ooh, yeah. Let me tell you something. I'm gonna give you some inspiration. Yeah. Say your prayers and eat your inspirations. Monica, if you're allowed to use Forgotten Realm deities, I'd say Henseath might be your best bet. Hey, I'm good with that. I'm totally good with that. Because this dude doesn't look like he's all about war, and that's more of Cord, and Helm is more about helping people, and that just doesn't seem to be his bag. I thought it was going to be originally with that dwarf background, but, and I might change that to a fancier axe, now that I think about it. By the way, Hero Forge has a deal right now if you print. So it's like $4 so I'm going to buy this and print it and paint it later. Would Mick Foley fit him better with how extreme he was? The later Foley, totally. I I think like post Hell in the Cell being thrown off the cage fully 100%. Because that's when he got a little. This dude seems happier. He doesn't seem like the demented, crazy type. But Mick Foley's a good pick because Mick Foley's actually very charismatic and very intelligent. So, I wouldn't mind doing the woo as the bardic inspiration either. So, and I have the whole Ric Flair, jet flying, limousine riding promo in my head, so it would totally work. I will spare you for today though. Dude Love, see that's more Dude Love. Look at that guy. I can put some tie dye in there, right? I can get a Dude Love vibe from that, for sure. Leslie, if you wanted to hit a bit more, you could switch con with strength, but really just preference more hit chance, damage roll. So what do you think, Leslie? If you hitting more would be better for his fighter side because all of his taunts and everything is based on his hit, on him hitting. He has to hit with the dice. Constitution would mean the spells are less likely to fail, but since we took Warcaster, we have advantage on those. So I think that might be viable. I think that might be a good call. Let me look at that. Let's go back and look at his fighter abilities. Refresh my brain. So the two things he needs to hit for are his maneuvers. So disarming attack, big. Goading attack, big. Evasive footwork, I don't think he needs to hit for that one. That just bumps his AC. Honestly, I think we could switch out evasive footwork for something else. Charles, hey, we can list off all WWE performers all day, man. So what do you think, Leslie? I'm gonna let you choose. Strength does more damage, which is always a plus. Constitution's going to keep the concentration spells. I can go back and look through the concentration spells if you want. I know Hideous Laughter is one of them, and Hold Person is another one of them. Those are both pretty big. So, well, I'm gonna leave it up to you. You choose. You choose for me. I will run with. I think they're both viable. Might give him a dark phase like old Sting to Sting now. If we went with the instead of the gladiator background, there's one that gives you like a spy background that gives you a secret identity or a second identity where you have paperwork and all that, and that would totally work for that. But or if I gave him some necromantic spells, he could steal some. Once he gets level 10 into Bard, so level 13, he can steal from anywhere he wants. All right, let's try Strength. Switch it around. So, so we'll have to pop the Strength into Constitution. Give Constitution 13. And Strength a 16. Who rolled the 16? Was that you that rolled the 16? Or did you roll the 18? Did I do that wrong? There we go. All right, so now he'll hit more, which means the fighter stuff will be better. And 2 Constitution's still fine. Plus 6 in the saving throws. So, I mean, that's plus 6 and plus 7. There's not a huge difference in the saving throws is what matters. So it's not a big difference on the saving throws, but it's not only is it going to make us hit more often, it's going to give us more damage, which being up front, that extra damage with extra attack and an extra action with action surge could end up being pretty significant. So Charles rolled the 16. All right, we moved yours around, Charles. Leslie rolled the 18. Sorry, man. Sucks to suck. All right, well, I think I'm going to end it here in a couple minutes. I really appreciate you guys coming in and helping out. I think I'm going to do these every Sunday, do different ones. I may even do another one during the week. I want to do a bunch I run one-shots, and I run a campaign, but I also run one-shots for new people. So I want to make a bunch of like level 3 characters for new people, and so I just have a list of cool and interesting characters that I can just hand to somebody. So I want to start making those too. But this one I want it for my own campaign. But the rest of them, maybe even NPCs too. But I'm going to start off with just making maybe 10 or 12 characters for my one-shots so that people just can jump right in and try out Dungeons & Dragons for the first time. I guess just subscribe, and that'll give you, let you know when I'm on. Or just like this. I'd appreciate that too. I like the chat and hanging out more than anything else. So if I'm creating characters, I might as well jump up on here. Plus 4 proficiency in what? I think it's just because it's level 10. You talking about for saving throws? Where is the proficiency on here? Because it should be based off of level 7 for the proficiencies, right? Let's see. On that expertise, so check out our athletics. Now that we got a plus 11 to athletics, that's going to help us bully around people on the battlefield. I forgot to mention that. I mean, that right there is going to be a ton of fun. And then look at our intimidation, plus 13 intimidation. So for those of you who don't DM, 10 is normal difficulty, 15 is hard, and 20 is elite for as far as the difficulty level of what you're trying to do. So as long as you roll a 2, you're getting a 15 on intimidation, which if your DM sticks by that, what the player's handbook says, or not player's handbook, the DM guide says, then you should be able to defeat any hard intimidation check with your plus 13. That doesn't fit him, though. I need to change that. I think persuasion would be better than intimidation, right? Should I go back and change that? Or performance? What do you think, persuasion or performance for his... to give that big bump to his intimidation will still be what, plus 9? Plus 4 bonus, proficiency bonus. I think it's just from the levels, but I'll have to go back and look. Mike, I think at this point we're kind of just asking for an adventuring party that has a breathable name like the Alliance of Epic Wanderers. AEW, dude. AEW's so much better than WWE for you wrestling fans out there. And Maxwell Jacob Friedman is my guy. MJF is the best in the biz. Okay, so proficiency is just level based, not class level based, just flat level based. I think you're right on that. 3 levels fighter, 7 levels bard. Shouldn't be +2 and plus. Should that be a +2 +3? Yeah, I think Leslie's right. I think it's just the level 10 base. All right. So what about the last thing we do? The intimidation. Should we go back and change that and the expertise? I think we should. But what do we want to give it to? I feel like persuasion is his bag. Class. Bard. Class features and expertise. So again, originally I was wanting him to be more of a fighter that's being able to intimidate people. He could still do that. So performance, it'd either be intimidation or performance. What do you guys think? Yeah, persuasion would be better, but it's not. I'm not able to choose that one. Yeah, performance is already +9. I mean, he can be intimidating. He has that dark side, like we said, like Sting and Undertaker. And I feel like in combat, he's going to bring out that dark side. He's not going to be as happy-go-lucky, kind of bipolar. I'll just stick with intimidation. I think performance would be fine, too. What about Rey Mysterio and Eddie Guerrero? I love Eddie, man. I love the tribute they did to him. AEW did to him. Was that last week? Not this past Thursday, a couple days ago, but the week before that, I believe. Yeah, let's go with performance. I think intimidation would be more viable and better, but it's not in the character, and I like to stick to the character. I think performance is more of what he would be best at. And then we'll get another level of expertise soon, so it really won't matter. But for now, that matters to me. So we're going to go with performance. Yeah, but living Monday to Monday, man. It was good times. Mike, his body paint goes inverted when he's past just fighting and just wants to kill something. I kind of want it, like, part of me wants to give him Barbarian, but Barbarian just sucks with Bard. It's the only class that is just bad with Bard because when you're raging, you can't cast spells. So kind of ruins that. Flavor wise, it would be so good. Yeah, so he goes red, and that goes white or something. That'd be kind of cool. I like the flavor of that. Or just he goes. Well, we don't want to go blackface. Leslie, Eddie Guerrero was the man. Heck yeah. I mean, legit one of the best wrestlers in the world. I think it's funny we got a bunch of wrestling fans in here. One of the best wrestlers in the world. Helped CM Punk so much, who currently is one of the best wrestlers in the world. Daniel Bryan's actually at his best, in my opinion. He is doing. He looks better than he's ever looked, in my opinion. His matches are amazing. His physique is amazing. He is killing it. But CM Punk versus MJF is what I am looking forward to a ton. Why do you think one level into Sorcerer would be worth it? I know Sorcerer's got some really cool stuff. I want to hear your reasoning, though. I think, it fits. It fits the stats. What do we get from, if we were just staying at 10, what do we get from our 7th level of Bard? While you're explaining this to me. See what we would lose. So, yeah, we're really not. I think we might lose that 4th level spell. I think that comes in at 7, but I did not look at that. But features wise, we don't miss anything. We might miss a spell. What would be the reason for the dip into Sorcerer? Did any of you guys notice that Laudna dipped into Sorcerer, not Warlock? I thought she was going to go Warlock. I thought Laudna was going to go where she used to be a Sorcerer and then she turned into a Warlock. and that's why I was waiting on her patron. But if she used to be a warlock and then went sorcerer, so she was bad then went good, maybe. I think it's a big reveal. I think that's something that it was missed because it was post show, but that's what she leveled up into. All right, could we fit in a level of sorcerer divine? Specifically, a level dip gets you 4 cantrips, an access to cleric spell list, and more spells, specifically shield. Shield would be big. All right, let's do it. Let's swap this up. And then I should have added it first because now it's going to take some stuff away. Going for the triple multi-class. I like it. Okay, add another class. We're going to go... Do we meet the requirements for sorcerer? Yes, we do. Things matter for us. Unless we dip more into it. Class features. Hit points proficiencies. Spell casting. And sorcerer origin. So what origin do we want to go? Draconic bloodline or wild magic? Is divine the origin you were looking for? Because I can purchase that if we need to. Mike, we've got 400 wrestling stuff, and I'm pretty sure the character needs a campaign with characters that are basically wrestlers, with Vince McMahon replacing Vecna. I have a friend who is playing, because originally we were going to be a band, and he was going to be another part of the band, but now I can convince him to be my tag team partner instead. And then I have a friend. She is playing a dad, basically. He's a sorcerer that's like a bad comedy magician, and I'm looking forward to seeing how that plays out. So, wild magic's a lot of fun. I don't know if it fit his character. I don't think Draconic Bloodline does either, though. So is divine what we were looking for? Let's just do Draconic Bloodline for now, and then we can go back and change it. As magic flows through your body, causes physical traits. Dragon, unlevel your max increase by 1. Okay, we're good. Get a hit point max, and then every time we gain level. So it's just going to be 1. Additional part of your skin is covered in a thin sheen when you aren't wearing armor. You get AC 13 plus Dex modifier. So what does... This just benefits everything else. Divine is one of the best, but wild magic might suit. Okay, well, we don't have divine right now. I can purchase it though if it seems good. The good thing about D&D Beyond is you don't have to buy the entire book. You can buy just the specific subclass or something if you want for like $2. So it's something that's really good about it. And wild magic is super fun. So it's up to the DM really, but they roll on this table for anyone who hasn't done wild magic. And something crazy happens. I can regain 2d10 hit points. I can cast levitate on myself. I can end up let's see, one of the bad ones. For the next minute, you must shout when you speak. So it's kind of like a miniature deck of many things. Tides of Chaos. Starting first level, you can manipulate the forces of chance, chaos to gain advantage on attack rolls, ability checks, or saving throws. Once you do so, you must finish a long rest. That's really nice. That's really cool. Getting that good because we want to hit. When we need to make sure we hit, we can use that Tides of Chaos for advantage. That would be great. Okay, spells. We have 4 cantrips and 2 first level. That is legit. Holy crap. Yeah, that's awesome. What what cantrips do we want? Now we can get friends. Boom. Thank you, Leslie. Firebolt. Hurl a modifier at a creature or object within range. Make a ranged spell attack against the target. I mean, that's pretty good. Is there a specific cantrip that you were thinking? Did we get Mage Hand? I don't think we got Mage Hand. Boom, Mage Hand. And didn't we already get Message? I thought we got Message and Mage Hand. There was a cantrip that we did not get, though. We got Prestidigitation. I don't like that I can learn these. Burning Hands is good. Man, look at this list. Oh, we're back. We're in the first level spells now. That's why. We do get one of them. Let's just select cantrips for now. Yeah, no, I'll probably buy it and check it out. Like I said, it's not a ton of money. Charles, are they a traveling show like carnivals? Well, that's where wrestling started from, was carnivals, and that's we wanted to be like a troupe, and we wanted to tie his magician person into it. So, heck yeah, we could be like the original wrestlers. Yeah, pick up some extra cash by helping out the town. Yeah, Charles, I think that's super smart. We picked Thunderclap too, right? So one more. Shape Water can be really good. So Shape Water or Gust can be good. Right, these are really good. We got Firebolt, we got Friends. Acid Splash is good. Control Flames is good. Thinking Dancing Lights or Shape Water. We'll go Shape Water but you guys let me know if you think I should go differently. We'll come back and change it. First level spells. We get 2 of these. All right, Burning Hands, Absorb Element, Catapult. Going 1 to 5 pounds within range that isn't being worn or carried. The object flies straight. That could be fun. I think we picked Charm Person before, so now we could actually pick Charm Person in this one. There's Disguise Self, again, to pick a different one. Featherfall. I like Featherfall. I might do Featherfall. Ice Knife is good. Mage Armor. That's the big one we wanted, right? So you touch a willing creature who isn't wearing armor. Oh, who isn't wearing armor? Never mind. We shield. Yeah, there it is. That's what I was looking for. All right, beautiful. That is bread and butter. That's perfect. Okay, so shield, for those of you who don't know, casting 1 reaction when you are hit by an attack targeted by magic missiles. An invisible barrier of magical force appears and protects you until the start of your next turn. You have a +5 bonus to AC, including against the triggered attack, and you take no damage from magic missiles. This one's big. It's a reaction, and it's a first level spell slot, so it's not huge against you, but bumping up that +5 is big, especially when you're goading people to attack you. The criminal underground accidentally. Okay, I can have it. Robinson gang rise up. What's up, Kevin? Have him make battles way too long because he likes making it a show. I think I'll do that, Mike. Just like when it's down to like one person, just like do the least amount of damage on purpose. Oh, Leslie and Kevin we got a new tag team. We got a tag team for old Trevelyan to fight against. Anyone have a better name than that? I actually just saw that name um, at work from a list of names that I was looking at, and I liked it. So, anyone got a better name than Trevelyan? I feel like something with the. It should be something with like the Rock, the Hulk, that whole Joey Tribbiani idea. Shield and absorb elements. Yeah, because we already have. Oh, but what about Witch Bolt? It's concentration. Witch Bolt's great. I mean, 1d12 hit the target with 1d12 damage, and you never have to attack until you lose concentration. I think we only have one other. That's 30-foot range. Spell ends if you use your action to do anything else. Yeah, we use too many actions. Witch Bolt's amazing, though. Sleep's good, but yeah, we're going to go with Shield and what we say, Absorb Element. Do we want two defensive spells like that? It's also reaction. You take acid, cold, fire, lightning, or thunder damage. Yeah, it's good, and it's reaction, so you're not wasting part of your turn for it, and that's what we want from this character. Boom, beautiful. You guys are awesome, man. I didn't even think about going sorcerer, so thank you very much. I think that was Leslie that did that. Thank you, Leslie. You rock. Leslie Robinson. I've played a platinum game called Rifts. Mixture of sci-fi and fantasy. Sorry, a Palladium game. I played Rift. I haven't played Rifts. Kevin O'Cole, I played a little bit of Rifts, but mostly just the Palladium Fantasy RPG. I'll have to check out both of those. Profile pic, did you already scroll through the options? I have not. Talking about for the character? Is that in the description, or do I just click on here? I did that. I do want to see if we lost our 4th level spell, though. Yeah, we lost our 4th level spell, but I think it's worth it. We'll get it. We'll get 2 of them in the next 2 levels. No, wrong one. There we go. Manage. Palladium was an old competitor for D&D. Okay. Yeah, I started with 5e, so I was in high school when they were playing 3.5, I think, but I didn't know any people that were nerdy enough, sadly. But I rectified that later in life. So I had to start with 5e. And I DM'd I'd been playing 3 weeks before I just started DMing because no one else really wanted to do it. What's the other big one? Pathfinder. I think that's what Critical Role started out with, was with Pathfinder. I'll need to screenshot this guy and then put him in there. Or I draw too, so I could draw him up. But I'll screenshot this guy and put him in there before the day's over. But it's about midnight for me, so I need to check out. But I really do appreciate you guys coming in. I never know when anyone's going to be in these, so like it. Hey, leave me a comment just to get the engines going. If you haven't subscribed yet, go for it. I'm going to be doing these regularly, and I like to have people in the chat that are throwing ideas, because this character completely changed from what it was originally supposed to be, and I like it a lot more. So we're going to save this and keep it. So I appreciate you guys, and we will see you. I'll do it again next Sunday, but I might throw one up in the middle of the week. But with Thanksgiving, I don't know. For any of you Americans in here, Happy Thanksgiving. For any of you non-Americans in here, go ahead and have some turkey on us. Leslie, 5e is the D&D I've played as well. Heard the earlier versions were more brutal technically, but again, I've never played. Yeah, I've heard nothing but good stuff about 5e. 3.5 has some benefits as far as combat goes, from what I've looked at, because I've used some of their tactics and stuff, ways for giving advantage and whatnot. But everything I hear is 5e is just so much smoother and easier to get through. And if someone like me can learn all the classes, then anyone can. They've done good. All right, peace out. You guys have a good one. If I can end this. Stream. Bye.